Welcome students. In last period we have started data structure. Actually 2 periods are over, and also we have seen what is in by data structure, that is organization of data in computer's memory. Also we have seen various types of data structure, that is list, linked list, tree, graph. Now today we are going to start. Also we have seen operations which can be performed on the various types of data structure, that is traversing, searching, sorting, inserting, deleting and merging. So today we are going to see a data structure, that is linear list. Also it is known as array. So linear list or array, that we are going to see today. Now, what is linear list? What is linear list? What is linear list? We have seen various types of data structures, and one by one we are going to study now the data structures. So, what is linear list? Also we have seen linear list is an example of one data structure. So data structure, its definition, then examples of data structures, various types of operations which can be performed on the data structures. Now first data structure that we are going to see, that is linear list. In last period we have seen various types of operations, that is traversing, searching, sorting, this can be performed. So how to perform the operation? Suppose question is asked, there is a list. Now list 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the index. First tomato, second potato, third milk, fourth eggs. This is the list. Now suppose this is a list and operation is suppose traversing. So what is the definition of traversing? Traversing stands for visiting each element exactly at once. Traversing stands for visiting each element at exactly once. So question suppose asked, there is a list of 4 elements and you have to carry out the operation, that is traversing. So according to the definition, visiting each element at exactly once, so that we have to visit 1, there is a tomato. Then increment in index, it will become 2, visit element. Increment in the index, it will become 3, visit the element. Increment in the list, it will become 4, visit the element. So how you will write it? You will say, step number 1, j is equal to 1. What exactly mean by 1? So you will say it is the index. What exactly mean by 2? That is also index. So this is the index set. So index set is a set of n consecutive numbers. List is collection of elements where every element is referenced respectively by an index set. Thus index set is a set of n consecutive numbers. Among that, one is called as smallest index, that is lower bound. So can I say j is equal to lower bound, that is 1? Okay. Visit. Say the list is there. We will give the name to this list as suppose LA. Visit LA's J means visit LA's 1 visited. Now J is equal to J plus 1. So what will happen? Step number 2, step number 3. J becomes 2. So again we have to visit. That's why here we will say step number 2, repeat step. Repeat step 3, 4. Repeat step 3 and 4. So LA's 2 visited. J is equal to J plus 1. J becomes 3. LA's 3 visited. J is equal to J plus 1. J becomes 4. Repeat. LA's 4 visited. But now we have to stop. So when we are going to stop? When J becomes 4. So repeat step 3 and 4. While J is smaller than or equal to 4. That is largest index. Upper bound. Step number 5. So what we have done? We had been given a list. Also we have been given one task, that is traversing, that is operation traversing. What we have done? We have written the steps. How? Well-defined instructions, simple instructions. This is called as algorithm. Algorithm. So what is the definition of algorithm? Algorithm is set of finite number of. So algorithm is well-defined finite number of steps to solve the problem, that is traversing. So first of all we will write down the definition of algorithm. Algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm. Algorithm is a finite set of steps. So you can say finite number of steps. Finite steps of instruction. But steps are well defined. Algorithm is finite number of well-defined instructions. Well-defined instructions. Well-defined instructions to solve problem. To solve problem. So we have seen what the problem was. Problem was how to traverse. Which data structure was given? Data structure was linear list, linear array. How we have traversed? We had written the steps. But that we have to write. Let there is array, or let LA be the array, and let LA be the array with lower bound LB and upper bound UB. And for that we have written the steps. So here we have this algorithm traverse the area. So this is called as statement. And how we have traverse? Step number 1, j is equal to lower bound. Step number 2, repeat step 3 and 4 while j is smaller than or equal to upper bound. Visit LS j 4. J is equal to j plus 1 5 exit. So lower bound is 1, 3 and step 4 should be repeated. LA is 1, LA is 2, LA is 3, LA is how long? Upper bound was 4. So LA is 1 to 4 will be visited. So these are called as steps. So every algorithm will be consisting of two parts, that is first part which will give the purpose of algorithm, identifiers, and second parts are steps, numbered steps, well defined finite number of instructions. So this is the algorithm. Now you see one more thing. Here step number 1 will be executed, j is equal to 1, lower bound was 1. Repeat step 3 and 2. How long? Unless it becomes the upper bound, so it will stop. So this flow is not a sequential flow. There are some repetitions or iterations are there, iterations. And hence this algorithm consisting of a flow. Every algorithm, every program will be having a flow. Now take the example of a C++ program of area of circle. Read R, A is equal to 3.14 into R, print A, stop. How the flow is? Flow is a sequential. But here, flow is not sequential. It is not continuously going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is going to 1, then 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4 is repeated. So this flow is not sequential flow. This flow is a repetitive flow. One more example that we are going to see. Take the example of C++ program in which we have to print whether number is odd or even. So step number 1, read n. Step number 2, s is equal to n by 2. Now any number when divided by 2, remainder will be either 0 or 1. In s there will be remainder. S is equal to n modulo 2. If s is equal to 0, number is even. If s is equal to odd, s is equal to 1, number is odd. So either one branch will be there. So this kind of flow is called as conditional flow, either this or this. So any program or algorithm will be having three types of flow, that is sequential flow, conditional flow, repetitive flow. That is called as control structures. That is called as control structures. Control structures. Control structures. Control structures. Control structures. What is in by control structures? Now, control structure. What is in by control structures? Any algorithm or program will have three types of flows. Either one kind of flow will be there. Flows. In other words, logic. So first we have seen sequenced logic. It means every instruction execute it's in its ascending order. So there will not be any kind of conditions, repetitions. Step number will be executed first, then second, third and fourth. As we have seen the example of area of circle. Read R, A is equal to pi r square, print A, stop. You see, the flow is sequential. So, number one, sequenced flow or sequential logic. Number two, we have seen how to print odd or even. Read n, remainder is equal to n modulo 2. If remainder is 0, even. If remainder is 1, odd. Conditional. Okay. Selection logic or conditional flow. Conditional flow or selection logic. And we have seen recent algorithm, repeat step 2 and 3 and 4. How long? Until j is smaller than or equal to upper bound. So this is called as repetitive flow. Repetitive flow or iteration logic. So these are the three types of control structures. Now we are going to see one by one structure. First, sequence flow or sequential logic. Number one, sequential flow. Sequence logic. In this flow, modules are executed. One after another. That is like this. Module 1, module A1, whatever. Module 2, that is B. Module C, and like this. So, sequential logic. Now, second one is selection logic, conditional flow. Now, as we have seen the example, read the number, divided by 2, have the remainder, if remainder, check the remainder, if remainder is 0, then go to this flow or this flow. But it may possible, there is one condition, and if condition is true, then something is to be happen, and otherwise common. That's why there are 3 types. A. Single alternative. Single alternative. How? If condition is true, then a module is to be executed. Module A is to be executed. Here, and if there is module X, it means if condition is there, condition. If condition is true, here a module A is to be executed. A is to be executed, and again it will come here, where there will be module X. Now here you can see, if condition is true, module A and module X, otherwise module X is there. This is called as a single alternative. Now, next is here B, double alternative. Double alternative. Double alternative. How? If condition, then module A, else module B. Here it will be. Now you see, here there is a condition. If condition is true, then it will come to S, module A is there. Module A is there. No, module B is there. But either one will be there. Like this. Now, double alternative. C. Multiple alternative. How multiple alternatives? If condition 1, module 1, but if condition is false, so not and if, rather else if. Condition 2, module 2. Like this. Else if dot 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 condition n, module n. Else there will be last module x. And then there will be end. So here condition 1. If condition is 1 is true, then module is there. Module 1 is there. And you are able to stop it. Otherwise, no, then there is condition 2. If condition 2 is true, then module 2 is there, or you will stop. Dot dot dot. Condition n. Yes, module n, and we stop. If you go module x, stop. Like this. So these are three types. Now last is repetitive flow. Repetitive flow. Iteration logic, repetitive flow. Third, iteration logic, repetitive flow, repetitive flow. So, iteration logic, repetitive flow. How? For what? For j is equal to, for I is equal to j2k suppose, a module will be executed. Next one. So here module 5 for I is equal to j to k. What to do? Module is to be executed. Next I. Next I. Or it may possible repeat while like this. Condition: if condition is false, then a module is to be executed A, and after that again you will come here. If condition is true, then you are going to stop. You see here, condition, if condition is true, then you are going to stop. So condition first verified and module A is executed. If condition is satisfied, you are going to stop. But condition is not satisfied, module A and repeat. Here, go to stop. Suppose X. Otherwise, go to verify the condition. You can change here yes or no. Suppose yes or no. So condition is true, then module A is executed and again go to upside. But when condition is false, if condition is true, module A is executed, else if condition is, then here there is a stop. Suppose module B is there, module B. Again go to step like this. So this is a repetitive flow. So today we will stop here, and I think you have got. In next lecture we will start linked list.